Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the part 4 of building a JavaScript application, and in this video we will cover arrays and for loops. So first I just want to ask you guys if you are enjoying these kind of videos or not, if it's being like useful, helpful, whatever. I don't know, because I'm trying to just like give you some kind of like real examples, because most of these places like Code Academy and what's the other one, Free Code Camp, they're really nice places, but in my opinion, I think they don't give like real like examples where you can apply this if you're gonna use in a job, you know what I mean? For example, when they use console.logs, they don't explain quite well, or for example, when they use arrays. So I met a lot of people that told me already, oh, Telmo, I've been learning arrays and something, but I don't really know when should I use them or anything. So that's what I'm going to cover in this video now, and also the for loops. So yeah, let's just start with this now. So if we go back to our file, and let's say now that in this section in here, the about me section, I want to put in here now a list of skills, for example, of languages that I know or something. This is like my portfolio, and I want everybody to know what kind of languages do I know or something. So first of all, I could put in here, let's say I'm gonna append something in here. So I'm going here with jQuery, and I'm gonna target this paragraph in here. Let me just go with the developer tools, select this paragraph in here. As you guys can see, let me just like zoom in a little bit. There is no actual like ID or a class, so I can target directly. So I will have to use this kind of CSS selector. In here, we can see that we have a h4 with the ID of my name. So I'm going in here and I'm going to target the ID of my dash name. And then to access this paragraph in here, I can say like with this, plus P. This is a CSS selector, guys. If you don't know really well about CSS selectors, I can do a video about it. So this in here is my h4 with the ID of my name, plus P. It means that is the next element next to it, plus P. So we are now in this paragraph in here that is highlighted. And if I do again plus P, is like the paragraph is just the paragraph next to it. So we are jumping like 2 times. We are in here, the h4 with the ID of my name. I say plus P. This is a CSS selector. There is nothing to do with JavaScript right now, because we are just targeting an element. Plus P, we are going to this one, and then plus P, we are jumping to the next one. Is the one right next to it. Okay, so now we are targeting this element in here, and I want to, with jQuery now, dot insert after. And what do I want to insert after? I want to, I'm actually doing this the other way around. So let me just copy this. Yeah, so this is going to be in here. And in here, what I want to, I'm going to explain this now. I want to put an h3, and this is a title, and I'm going to put my current skills. So let me explain this now. I grab these with jQuery, and I'm going to say, okay, get these. So this is like between double quotes. It's like the jQuery to grab these, and I'm going to put this element h3 with the inside my current skills, and dot insert after means that we are going to insert this content in here that we just created after this element in here. And this element is this paragraph that we just selected in here. Let me just like repeat again. I'm going to grab this content that I just created now. I created an H3 with my current skills inside. And I'm going to insert it after. Oh, I need to put this in here. Yeah. Now it should be good. And I'm going to insert it after this element in here that I just selected. So if I save this and I refresh the page, okay, there's something wrong in here. Let me see, what is it? Insert. Insert. There was missing a T in here. Let's refresh. Okay, now with JavaScript, we put in here this H3. Let me select it with the content inside of saying my current skills. So this is how you can insert things with jQuery, as you can see. Now, let's say that I want to use now, that's why I want to put my skills inside. Whenever you guys have a list of things, you know, that you want to use for whatever, let's say, for example, now you have the skills, or for example, you have all these navigation bar here on the top with home, about, skills, work. You can use an array for that. And I'm going to explain you now an array. So to start an array, you can just put something like this. Var, and I'm going to call my array called skills, because it's going to be the skills that we're going to put in. And you're going to put equals, and you're going to put some square brackets. And this means that we are creating an array now, but it's completely empty. So to put something inside of the array, I could put now, for example, double quotes, because I'm creating a string, a piece of text, and I'm going to put JavaScript. If I want to put something else inside, I put a comma, and let's say I put now PHP. Okay, so now my array, which contains like a lot of things, for example, now I just have two elements inside. It has JavaScript on the first one and PHP on the second one. And now, how can we access these values inside of the array? I'm going to just show, for example, now with the console.log. So if I do console.log, and to access the first element is in there, I just put skills, open brackets, and I'm going to put 0. In the arrays, this is called the index. The first element in here has an index of 0. That's how it works with the arrays. So if you want to target this first one, I'm going to put in here just some comments so you guys understand. You access with a 0, and the second one you access with a 1. Okay, so let's just test this on the browser to make sure that you guys understand. So like I said, I'm going to console.log skills, which is my name of this variable, my array, and I'm going to access the first element with a 0. So let's refresh the page. Let's go to the console, and we got in here JavaScript. Perfect. This is what we wanted. Let's say now that we want to access the second one, this in here, which has an index of 1. So let's go in here and now change this 0 to 1. And now we should see PHP there on the browser. Let's refresh. Okay, now we see PHP 1. Perfect. This is what we wanted. So now we learned how to create an array. But there are other ways to put values inside of the array. For example, let's say that I created this array. I created the array, and I'm going to put now, let me just delete this. So let's put, for example, now some value in here. Let's say, for example, I want to put skills and open brackets, and I'm going to put 0 because it's the first one. and I'm going to put it like Java, for example. So if I want to access the console.log, the skills 0, the first element, if you refresh the page, Java, perfect, it's working. Now I want to put skills first one, and I'm going to put let's say another Python. So now if I access this in here first and I refresh the page, now it says Python. Great, it's working. Okay, so this that I'm explaining in here, this would be the same as I'm creating, imagine like this. Java, and now I put a comma, I put Python. This in here, creating, is exactly the same thing as putting this one in here. It's just whatever you prefer, you know. So let me just say something in here. When you are creating it this way, imagine that you didn't create this first one. Let's delete this. And you just put skills1 equal to Python. And so you are creating something like this. Let's say there is an open space, and then you have in here Python. So basically, when you are putting just this one, you are, okay, this is the second value, because it starts with a 0 in this, and then the second place is a first in this. So you say, okay, my first in this is going to be equals to Python, but you are not putting any value on the first one. So if you try to go in here now, let me just delete this. So if you try to go to the first value with a 0, and you go in here, it says undefined, because you didn't put anything in there. You just put on the second part, which is the first in this. You know what I mean? I hope you got this. If you have any question about this, or you didn't get it quite well, just let me know in the comments down below. Right, okay, so let's carry on. So now I want to create my skills. I'm going to put some, I know JavaScript, and I know, let's say C#. I work with C#, and I know PHP, and I'm just putting, so far right now, I'm just putting some strings, you know, like some pieces of text. But I could as well put a number. Let's say I put in here 2017. And now, okay, let's count these up so you guys understand. This one is in this 0. This one is in this 1. This one is in this 2. And this one is in this 3. So now, if I want to log this value on the browser, I could go in here, console.log skills3, and look, 2017. So I can put whatever I want inside of these arrays. I can put a string, I can put a boolean, like true or false, I can put a number. So yeah, it's up to you guys. So now, let me say, I will put in here, let's say, for example, Python. Or Node.js. I don't know any Python, but I should be learning a bit. I know a bit of Node.js. So I'm going to put in here Node.js. Now, let's say, for example, I want to know, imagine that I have an array that is really, really long. I put already a lot of values in here, and I want to count how many values I have inside of there. So what I can do is, I can do a console.log, and I can do skills.length. I can create in here a variable for it. So I'm going to put in here var skills length is going to be equals to my previous variable, which is skills.length. And then in here on the console.log, I'm just going to print this out. So what I'm saying in here, I'm creating this new variable, which is skills length, to tell me how many values I have inside of this array. So I can do skills, which is this array that we created before, and I do dot length. So let's check how many values are inside. 4 values. Great. If I put something inside in here now, let's say Python, and I save. Now the skills.length should be 5 because I increased it. Let's see, 5. It's working. Okay, so now we want to put this on the page. So for that, instead of going like through each one of these, we are going to use a for loop. A for loop is just something that is going to save us some time and is going to help us not repeating ourselves putting a code like a lot of times. Because I could, for example, with this insert after or something, I could put these values one by one there, but this is not what we want. So for that, I'm going to put a for loop. So I'm going to explain the for loop in a second now. So for, I'm going to put var I equals to 1, semicolon, and I'm going to put I less than 10. No, I'm going to put just 5, and then I'm going to put I plus plus. Okay, and with this for loop, I want to do a console.log, and I'm going to say hello world. Okay, let me just get this over. So basically what I'm doing with this for loop, imagine for some reason I would like to put on the console.log hello world 5 times, let's say. Instead of putting this, for example, I could do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could do this, but why should I be repeating myself when I can use a for loop just like this one, you know? And basically, what is this for loop doing is, okay, we are going to create in this side of inside of this for loop a variable called var equals to 1. So we are going to start with I equals to 1, and in here we are going to do like this, console.log, and I'm going to put this, okay, yeah, okay, this is working. I was just like testing it out. So I'm going to say var equals to 1. So in here our I when we are starting is equal to 1, and we're going to say that the I it has to be less than 6, and this I is going to increment every time by 1. So I'm going to put even in here so you guys can see better. I'm going to put in here the value of I is, and I'm going to put plus I because this is the variable in there. Okay, great. So when we are starting the first loop, this is going to repeat. This is a for loop. It means that it's like repeating all the time. When we are starting out, the value of I is going to be 1. Okay, so when this code is going to run console.log, the value of I is, this is a string, so it's going to be all the time the same, and then I put the plus sign, which is the concatenation in JavaScript. It means that it's going to put these two values together, this string with this value of this variable, which in the beginning is 1. So this is what's going to come out for the browser in there. The value of I is 1 because it starts with 1. Okay, so this is what's in here, and then it finishes. It goes back because it goes back, and now the second time, because it's going to increase by 1. This is what means I plus plus. It means that this value is going to increase by 1. So the second time is going to be the value of I is plus I, and in this situation now I is 2 because we increase it 1 time, and it's going to go in here, the value of I is 2, and so on until the I is less then 6. So in here I is 5 is the last time that is going to run, because this is what we put the limit. If I'm going to put in here 10, it's going to run until the I is less than 10. So it's going to run 9 times, as you can see. So basically, this is what we can do now to put our array in the page. So what I'm going to do is our array.length in here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 5 elements inside, and I'm going to put in here 5. I could put in here 5, or I could put the value of skills.length, because we already calculated before, so why we can't put it in there? Okay, so first of all, I want to put a unordered list. So for that, I'm going to create in here, and I'm going to get this UL. I'm just creating this now, a UL with a class of my skills, just like this. I don't know if I have any variable with this. So my skills, and that's it. It's going to be, and I'm going to do a insert after, and I want to insert it after the h3 that was in there. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put after this h3, and this h3 is gonna be skills title. So insert after, and I'm gonna put in here skills title. Okay, that should be good. But now, guys, just pay attention to this. When you are putting these, for example, you need to put these double quotes when you are targeting something or getting some elements in jQuery. But if you are going to put this like this, so this is when it starts, these double quotes that I'm putting in here, and this is when it ends. If you are putting some other double quotes inside, it's going to mess up all of your code. So what you have to do, these double quotes inside, for the class, you need to put single quotes. So this way the code knows, okay, so these single quotes is for the my skills, the class. And it doesn't have to do anything with the double quotes from the jQuery. This is just so the code doesn't mess up, you know. Let me just put single quotes in here as well. And I'm going to put single quotes in here as well. You can try like it was before, and you can see that it will give you an error. Okay, so we got this now. Let's see if this is running, if we got in here any UL after. So we got a UL in here, and at the moment it's completely empty. And right now I want to put these skills inside of that UL that we just created in here. You see how it is? I'm checking this with the developer tools. It's in there, but it's empty, so that's why you can't see anything in here. And I want to put inside, each time that we are running this loop, I want to put a li. The li is like what goes inside the items inside of the unordered list. And I'm going to put this li. And inside of this li, I want to put what? I want to put my skills. Yeah, this is what I want to put, my skills. And I want to put the skills, and it's going to be with open brackets I. So this I is going to start from 1. Now, actually, we want to start it from 0, because remember that the first one in here is going to be with a 0. So in here, I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to put these double quotes because I'm getting this with jQuery. So I'm getting my skills like this and like this. and I'm gonna put in here insert after. Okay, so insert after my skills, and let's put this in here so we are targeting it. Okay, so that should be fine. I'm going to explain this now. Okay, so something is not working correctly in here. Let's see what is it. So in here we got already this one, and oh, I don't want to insert. I want to append to. Let's see if it's working now. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now it's working. Yeah. Great. Okay, so now it's working. I'm going to explain this piece of code, and I'm going to explain you why is it so important. All right. Okay, so what we did was this for loop in here. Right now we are starting it with I equals to 0. So I equals to 0, and it's going to run until the I is going to be less than skills.length, which in this case is 5. So it's going to be, okay, I equals to 0. Let's run this code in here. And what this code in here does is, I'm going to get this piece of content in here. So I'm grabbing like a li, and I'm putting this, double quotes, plus, so I'm concatenating with a variable. That's why the variable doesn't need any double quotes. And I'm going to put skills and open brackets I. In this example now, it's starting with a 0. So in this situation, it's going to be skills 0. What's the value for that? If you go up here, is JavaScript. And we close it, we put a plus li, and we're going to, this is a jQuery method that we can use, is the append to. So what is this append to is going to come in here to this UL. That's why we are targeting it, my skills that we created before, and it's going to put it inside. You know, when we were using the insert after in the previous example, insert after, it means that it's going to put after the element, you know, it's like a sibling next to it. But when you put append to, just like this, append to, it's going to put inside of that element. So this is what we are putting inside of that element. Li, we are opening it in here, and then we put a plus, the variable, and then closing it, and we are appending it to this my skills that we are putting in here. So this is going to run, and this is the first time it's going to run. Like I said, with I equals to 0, it's going to do JavaScript, and then we say in here I plus plus. So because skills.length in here is 5, next situation is I equals to 1, because we are increasing it in here. So in here, skills 1 is going to put C sharp. C sharp is coming after. It's coming again, I equals to 2 next time, because we are incrementing it by 1. And it's going to come PHP, because I equals to 2, PHP. That's it. And so on until you reach the limit that we are putting in here. And this is like a really practical example to use a for loop and some arrays. Let's say for example, I'm just giving you now like a last piece of advice is, imagine if you could do exactly the same thing with this navigation bar that you have in here on the top. You could put all these things in here in an array, and let's say now that you that for example you have 10 pages, yeah, and now you decided, okay, now I want to change this work. I don't want to put in here work. I want to put projects. If you are doing this by hand, you know that you are actually typing it. You would have to go to the 10 pages and change one by one this work to projects, one by one. But if you are doing this with an array, just like we are doing this in here, you just have to go one time in here and change. Oh, this is not work anymore. This is now projects. You go in here, you put projects, and the JavaScript is going to update automatically in all the pages that you have, and you just did one change. You see how powerful it is using arrays and for loops, JavaScript in general, you know. So yeah, basically that's it, guys, for this video. I hope you could understand a little bit about arrays and for loops. And yeah, I think in the next video probably should be like the last one, where we could actually just like dive in the actual project that I mentioned in the first video. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video useful. If there was something that you couldn't understand quite well, just let me know in the comments down below. And if this is some of your first videos that you are watching, subscribe to the channel. You know, if there's something else that you think I could improve in my videos, just let me know, because I read all of your comments and I really like your feedback, you know. So if you guys think that I'm not doing something well or something, just let me know so I can improve and help you guys as well. So yeah, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.